Hello everyone, my name is Farida. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am a six-figure Amazon seller and I'm also an Amazon FBA coach to over 1,600 students. So I teach people like you how to gain financial freedom by launching brands on Amazon. So today I'm going to go through the timeline of launching a brand on Amazon and when you actually start to make money from Amazon. So when are you able to actually pull out profits from Amazon to support your lifestyle? So I'm gonna go through everything in detail, so let's get right into it. Your first step is to find a product, and I would say that usually takes around 2 to 4 weeks. Now, don't get discouraged if it's taking longer than that. The most important thing is to have the perfect product. The most important thing is to find a really good product that is lightweight, that is not electrical, that can fit in a shoebox. So all these criteria are really important. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but if you wanna learn more about it, I do have another video right here that you can watch that talks about the perfect product to choose. So 2 to 4 weeks to find a product, then I would say around 2 weeks to find 5 suppliers. And the reason why I say 5 is you want to order samples from all of these 5 suppliers so you can test out the quality. So you would probably be reaching out to 15 to 20 suppliers and then narrow it down to 5 and order samples from those suppliers, and it would take 2 weeks to receive the samples from the suppliers. Now, I recommend ordering all the samples at the same time just to cut down on time when trying to choose the final supplier that you're going to go with. So try to order all 5 at the same time so you can receive them and evaluate everything all at once. So 2 weeks to receive the samples. Then once you place your order with your supplier, it's gonna take them 2 weeks to prepare the order. Now, I have dealt with a lot of different suppliers. I have ordered a couple of different types of products, and most of them have taken 2 weeks for the order to be prepared, only if the product is ready and good to go. So if you're manufacturing from the beginning, if you need to make a mold, if you're doing some super customizations, then it's probably gonna take longer than that. But for ready products, which I recommend getting ready products that maybe just require very minor customizations, it would take 2 weeks for the order to be prepared. Then in order to ship your product and for your product to arrive at the Amazon warehouse, it takes 30 to 45 days. That is if you have chosen ocean shipping, which is the cheapest option, the most cost efficient. Now, all of this obviously depends on your budget, but this timeline that I'm mentioning here is very conservative. This is a timeline of if you're launching your business with around $3,000 to $4,000 and you're not investing any more money into your business past this $3,000 to $4,000. So this budget should cover the inventory, the shipping, your marketing, and everything like that. And that is why I'm very conservative and I'm choosing ocean shipping and the longest ocean shipping. You could also find, by the way, ocean shipping that can take around 20 to 25 days, which I have done for my product, but the longest and cheapest ocean time is 30 to 45 days. And then once your product arrives, you are going to do something called the Amazon Vine program, which the Vine program gives you reviews. So you could give out 20 to 30 units for free to Amazon customers and they will give you their honest feedback. And this is a program that Amazon does themselves, so it's super compliant with all of the rules, and that I would say it takes 1 to 2 weeks for the reviews to start coming in. And as they come in, you should be doing all of your marketing efforts that I speak about in FBA Academy, so your sales should also start coming in within the 1 to 2 weeks. So now we are at the 4.5 months mark in your Amazon journey. At this point, you have chosen your product, you've chosen your supplier, you've gotten the samples, you've done the marketing, and your sales are ramping up and your product has arrived at the warehouse. So I would say usually if you are following everything correctly, you should be selling out within 2 months. So this is a prediction of if you have around 200 units, you would be selling out within 2 months with all of the marketing efforts. So once you sell out, you're going to then repeat the process again where it takes 2 weeks for your order to be ready and 30 to 45 days. This time we're gonna be a little bit less conservative and say it takes 30 days for your product to arrive. So 2 weeks for your product to be ready, 30 days for your product to arrive, and then at this point, your listing should have gained some ranking from the first sellout. You should have gained some traction on your sales. So when you're restocking your product, it's not going to take you as long for your sales to ramp up. It should be a little bit faster, a little bit easier, a little bit better, and more sales coming in. So I would say this time it will take you 1 month to sell out. Now, keep in mind that when you are restocking your inventory the first time, you're not necessarily increasing the quantity too much. You may not necessarily have the budget because you've spent from your budget on marketing for the first 2 months. So I'm going to go a little bit more into a more detailed example with actual costs, so this can all make sense to you later on. But the first 2 months you have spent quite a bit on marketing. So you may not have the budget to fully increase your inventory just yet. But right now we're playing on time. So if you've restocked the same amount of inventory the next time around, because now your rankings are better, you have content, you have the process down, you know how to get the sales, it should take you half the time to sell out. So now we're counting on just 1 month to sell out. Once you've sold out, again, let's count another 6 weeks to restock. So every time you're selling out, we're counting 6 weeks to restock your product. So 6 weeks to restock your product. This time you should be able to order a little bit more inventory because you're not necessarily spending that much on marketing. So you can take your profits and you can reinvest that and possibly order double the inventory. So double the inventory, and then let's say it takes you now 2 months to sell out because now you have double the amount of units. And this time you're selling out in 2 months, but you're making double the money that you have made the first time that you sold out in 2 months. So you're increasing your sales essentially, right? So 2 months to sell out. And then again, we're gonna account for another 6 weeks to restock your inventory. So another 6 weeks to restock your inventory. This time you have sold double the inventory, you have double the profits. So you are able to restock for around 3 to 4 months worth of sales. Now, again, this totally depends on you. I am assuming that your sales are just stagnant, but if your sales are ramping up, then you are going to be making more and more money, then it's gonna snowball and you'll be able to make money faster. So I'm just assuming that the sales are stagnant. This way, at this point, you are able to have 3 to 4 months worth of inventory at the Amazon warehouse at one time. And at this point, you are able to start taking out profits because you have now sustained that 2 months worth of sales equals to 3 months worth of inventory. So you are able to sustain your inventory and not run out of stock for too long. If anything, it might just be you're running out for 1 or 2 weeks, but most likely you won't be running out at all, because once the 2 months of sales end and they kick in, at that point you should be placing your new order. It takes maybe 30 days to get to the warehouse, probably even less if you're able to afford a little bit of faster shipping, and then you are restocked by the time you are selling out. So it's kind of at this point you're getting into a good roll with the inventory and you're not sold out for too long and you're able to start taking money out. So if we are counting for the full timeline, then that is around 14 months. So that is 1 year and 2 months until you are able to fully be able to take out profits. But keep in mind, this is very conservative. This is if you don't put in any more dollars into your business other than the initial 3,000 to 4,000 that you have invested in. So this is very realistic. And even though it may seem like a long time now, if you think about it, if you were in a 9 to 5 or any regular job, within a year and a half, you probably wouldn't be able to ramp up your salary as fast as you would with Amazon FBA. So it may seem like a long time now, but in a year and a half, you'll be able to be making hopefully around $4,000 to $5,000 in profits every month with barely doing anything. You're basically just restocking your product, and that is an amazing amount of extra income every month. If you need to quit your 9 to 5, if you just need that in extra cash every month, it's worth it in my opinion. So I know this is a lot of math. Hopefully it's not too complicated, but something else that I want to touch on with this timeline is the payouts for Amazon. So it will actually take you around 2 weeks to receive your last 2 weeks worth of sales. So your money doesn't get deposited to you right away, which is why I am accounting for 6 weeks for the restock, because I'm accounting for the fact that as soon as you sell out, you begin to place your order, you are paying for 30% of it at the beginning and the remaining 70% in 2 weeks, which is when you would receive your payout from Amazon. So I'm trying to really make sure we're keeping it tight and that you are not spending any dollars outside of the initial dollars that you've put into the business. Okay, so I know this was a little bit all over the place. Hopefully we're gonna try to do some editing here to make this very clear, and hopefully it was clear for you guys and this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and the next video will be more in depth on the remaining of the Amazon journey and what to do when your inventory arrives, finding a supplier and all of that. I'm going through the entire process with you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.